bait. Bait girl after girl. If you notice, Oakland always had girl problems. We used to call it as the Masjid turns, you know, as the world turns. Always scandal. Everything is a girl scandal, a boy scandal. Everybody, when I go out there, all the people would do was corner me to get constant. I said, oh. I said, what do y'all be doing out here? And then the little old girls would look at me and say, and after this, what's going to happen to me? I said, hell, I don't know. You know, what you talking about? I don't know. And with honey dripping all down there, I said, I don't know what to tell you, lady. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not in on it. I'm just not in on it. But how many people can do that? Tell the truth. Negroes can, especially Negroes. White folks neither. Can the Negro plan decades ahead? Does he have the patience? Can he avoid traps? Those things Luqman was avoiding. He could avoid a simple trap. I'm not saying if, but right? Just don't go, just don't want nothing extra. It may come from management. A lot of brothers didn't have a lot of skill in financial management, so they might have needed to do those things. You see what I mean? But you have to know that if you are talking a certain way, you are under scrutiny. The FBI is on your case. The local authorities is on your case. Everybody is watching you. And from the numbers, they have S1, S2, up to S, saw 6 or 7, just in this short thing. I'll copy it for y'all. And you'll see, okay, we have to analyze for the ability of analysis. If a ship go down, if a plane crash, you gotta analyze it, right? The same thing with us and our people. We have to analyze our brothers. What did they do? Did they do anything wrong or could be avoided? We have to do that. So therefore, that's why we have these. You know where this came from? This came from Mukhtar. Yeah, when he got it in 2009, he got it right away. When the brother was martyred, and he got it right away. The idea was to give it to me, and I see what's going on, and I get paranoid. It didn't work. I just said, look through here. I said, I've been right all the time, super duper right, double, triple right. That's all I think, because see, we have a mission. We're not going to change our mission. We're not going to alter our mission. Ain't nobody going to scare us out of the mission. Ain't nobody going to rush us down the road. Whatever we do is because this community has chosen or accepted to do that. So, women, fear. Provocation. When I see some people, they have provocateur written right across their head. I want to provoke you. Why would people call me all the time and say, some people trying to get me to think that they're drug addicts, and that's what they, so these are collaborators, and they're not no drug addicts. These are police. There's too many things going with them for them to be, some people send a message, they've been stealing money from you for such as, they've been stealing money for the government. When Mukhtar sell that property, they don't give him the money. That money is, the police got that money. That bank account money, he got that money. He got an old Lincoln like he got a new car. Hell, that car is 10 or 15 years old. Hell, it's older than the stuff I got. 2003, 4, something. That's an old car he got. To him, it might be new. It's all a shell game. thing right here in the side of my head, whatever it is, right? It could be several reasons for being there. It could be there as a drain, like they said. But the thing only drains so long, you know what I mean? Then what? They could have it there as psychological warfare. To make me think they done put something in my head, and that makes me paranoid. Well, that ain't gonna work, because I had so much of this stuff that ain't gonna work. It could be really a manipulatory device. They can do that nowadays. That's what science fiction management is. Do I care? Absolutely not. Because I'm not gonna say I don't. We gonna do what we supposed to do until that time is over. And they can't do nothing about that. They just can't. Like I say, if I come out going say the white man pull a switch on the Imam, and the Imam is happy, going right? Don't nobody supposed to, oh man, the brother, and now not with me, not with us. I use the term us, we on everything now, because that's one of the tricks, is I. They did this to me, they did that to me. They did nothing to me, they did it to us, is we. Yeah. It's too many ways to be a fool and duck them all. There's so many ways to get trapped. There's so many ways to, this taskiya bil nafs is a big deal. Purification of the internal self is a big deal. And Star Trek them over and over. Let's got here Luqman filed for Detroit. We had places in Irvine, UCLA too, GHQ headquarters we call it. The guy come in here a few months ago. After 12 years, you know what he asked me? The UCLA crew, As-Sabiqun UCLA. What do you want us to do with our bear? I said, what do I want you to do with your bear? So wasn't that 12, 15 years ago? It was way back. Well, I just wanted to check. I didn't even get into a thing like, y'all know what was happening. Y'all is, I mean, we don't want to blame people for things they do. But they've been there. They've been with all of that stuff. They know what they were doing. Why they would come here and say that after all of those years, I just played with them and said, I don't know. This is the same guy when we was over on 8th Street. Man, that was 20-something years ago. That was a good 20 years ago. 21. Because we had the Iraqi demonstration from over there. Those guys came out from LA and who was over there. Man, that was a long time ago. But we had LA, we had San Diego, we had, I guess about 10 places. As-Sabiqun on the move. As-Sabiqun on the move. But we knew better. We was planning for that then. So we was, not I, we was planning for this was happening now, way back then. Because number one, as long as they thought they was in charge or running things, like this is what Abdul-Malik thought, this is what all the UCLA crew, all of them thought that their little spokesman was Abdul-Malik. He went down to Irvine, I think, every weekend on the plane, to give a talk. For a long time, he still may go. So they had it all set up and they thought that they were in charge. The minute they realized that they wasn't in charge, they started pulling everything back. They chopped the school, they chopped all of that stuff. See, what's so important about it, we encouraged it. Here's why it had to come sooner or later anyway. So, to sell that property across the street, we told people here, so they would tell Mukhtar to sell the property. He can't sell it, we just sue the company whenever title company. You can't write your name on a piece of paper and have your wife sign it, and then you say, this is why we have the right to sell it. You can't do it, especially the court that said you can't, you know, and all this other paperwork. When they started this, about 2013, this phase of it, they had a short range, this is to them, this is going to last only so long. Number one, this is going to happen. Number two, if I stand in front of the Imam talking crazy, he's going to do just like the other heady people. He's going to blow it, he's going to start name calling, he's going to do all of that. So we just didn't do that. So it kept on and on and on, and so I asked one of the guys here, I said, it looks like they're trying to do this and that. So he said, unconsciously or consciously, they may be doing a little bit of both. So I know because I had told them what to say a long time ago. So anyway, Star Trek them over and over again. When we understand the idea of Star Trek, you'll understand our language. Star Trek means what they say, to go beyond where anybody's ever gone before.
Boldly go.
Boldly go. That's us. That's what we're doing. You have to admit it. Well, just think about it. Who in the world has accumulated just this folder of stuff? They get people fighting and killing each other, bam, right away. So what makes us different? We didn't carry them way farther than they was expecting to go. And they kept adding on and on and on, and they kept on stepping out there. Pretty soon, they looked around and they say, everybody's watching. That's the way this stuff is, right? It ain't nobody that missed it. Everybody have seen it or they're getting ready to see it. And we're not going back to California until we make sure that there's a sufficient amount of these people here that are saturated with this over and over again. It's wonderful, that's all I can say. So Star Tractor means that we done took them way beyond where they wanted to go. That's what Star Tractor means. It's just okay. Let's see what else we got. Focus national world on us. Focus national world on us, yeah. Approach to the Islamic movement. Put everyone on the spot. 35 years. I was telling somebody, I said, you're not going to untie this. It took us 35 years to put this package together. It's an evolutionary package. And the last 17 years from 2002, that's when we came out with that blue skies over the rainbow stuff. I don't know if you remember that. About the great socialistic transformation and all of that. Not socialism like socialism, but over the rainbow.
Utopia.
Utopia, that's what we got right here. When they double-crossed us in 2002, that's when I said, okay, now I'm gonna start running this. Because before then, as long as they run it like we want, fine. But now you're playing around. So, it was 2002 when we switched up. But 2002 was 17 years, something like that. 2002, 17 years ago. To us, that's short-range thinking, but to everybody else, that's long range. You mean you take all of that time, you have all of that patience, you have all that ability to sit there and have people laughing in your face and all of this going on, and you just smile? Hey, yes, the Negro can do it. The Negro can have the patience, can plan long range, can do strategic planning, strategic organizing, can adjust to all types of fickery situations to solve problems. And
I told you I was listening to the brother, and he kept using the term, or he used it a couple of times, strategic patience. When he was, and he was referring to Iran, but that's a term that he kept using. So this is.
Who was that now?
Zarif.
Zarif, yeah.